Now, Jesus calls on us to dare to be a disciple, to be willing to put a deaf ear to the world, and to be willing to turn back to God and to trust Him. To trust Him for the things that the world can't give us, but God is just waiting to hand us freely from His hand. And yet we have held so tightly on the things of the world when God wants so freely to give us such wonderful things. Let me close by sharing with you this morning about a story I read. It's a story of a little girl. She was standing by her mother at a checkout stand. And she looked over and she saw near the checkout stand a little pink box. And this pink box had in it some imitation pearls. And they just caught her eye. And she was so excited. She said, Mommy, can I have those pearls? Can I have those pearls? Her mom picked up the box, turned it over and looked at the price tag, and it said $2 on it. She said, well, it'd probably be all right for you to get it, but you got to do some extra chores to earn this money. So the little girl went home and she checked her piggy bank, broke it and emptied it all out, and there was 17 cents in there. Then she went to the neighbors and asked if she could do a chore, pick out the dandelions out of the yard, and the neighbor let her do that. She worked for about an hour. The neighbor gave her 15 cents, or 50 cents for doing that. Then she did some other chores after dinner. Her mom gave her 35 more cents. And the next day, $1 arrived in the mail from Grandma for her birthday. So she had the money. She ran down to the store. She bought those pearls. And she was so excited, she just constantly wore them. The only time she took them off was whenever she took a bath or she went swimming, because her mom said it would turn her neck green if she wore those doing that. But she slept in them. She wore them no matter what outfit she had on. She had those pearls on. After a while, her father came in one night, and she had her pearls on. She was going to sleep. And her father said this. He said, honey, do you love me? She said, of course I love you, Dad. Then give me your pearls. She said, no, not my pearls, Dad. Dad, you can have that the horse princess over there with the pink tail. Take that off the shelf. You can have that. And he said, that's fine, honey. And he left. He came back about a week later, and he said the same thing. Honey, do you love me? And she said, yes, Daddy. Yes, I love you. Then give me your pearls, honey. And she said, Daddy, take my doll, the one I just got for my last birthday. You can have that. And a few days later, the father came in, and the daughter was sitting Indian style on the bed. He looked at her, and there were some tears in her eyes. And he said, honey, what's the matter? She said, Daddy, I do love you. She lifted up her little hand, and in it was the pearls. She says, here, Daddy, you can have the pearls. Her father reached out and took the pearls. And then with a tear in his own eye, he reached in his pocket and pulled out a blue velvet case, opened it up, and inside were genuine pearls. And he gave those to her. He'd been waiting for her to get rid of this dime store stuff so he could give her something real. And when you look at your life, you look at all the things that you are so invested in, so absorbed by, and God is just waiting to give you something of genuine, eternal value. And discipleship is allowing the teacher, the master, to come in and to show us what really matters. And to direct us to put our life and our energy and everything in those areas. So that when we stand in eternity, we won't stand there thinking I was the biggest fool that ever lived. I've wasted a lifetime. But we must stand there and say, I allowed God to begin to build treasures in my life, to show me what really mattered, and to give me a lifetime. No matter what the world was saying, no matter what the world's opinions were, I lived a lifetime with things that really mattered. Would you bow?